Hello there. Come closer out of the dark and sit around my campfire, why not? My name is of no great importance, but the stories I have to tell you are. Witness 4 lost souls journeying together through a grim world of perilous adventure. Be warned, though, these stories are not for the faint-hearted, and once you have heard them, you cannot unheard them. Bear witness to the Vagabond Chronicles. Holy shit. almost heaven. Frugal Valley, Blue Ridge Mountains, Waterfall River. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads find us a home in a place we belong. Frugal Valley, Mountain Mama, find us a home. Country roads, all my memories, dark and scary. Mine's collapsing, heart's in deep water. Dark and bloody, hanging on falls, thoughts and humans asunder, teardrops in my eye. Country roads, find us a home in a place we belong. Frugal Valley, Mountain Mama, find us a home. Country road, I hear them scream in the morning now. They call me vagabonds, remind me of a home far away. Walking down the road, I get a feeling that we could have been dead yesterday. Country roads, find us a home in a place we belong. Frugal Valley, Mountain Mama, find us a home. Country roads, find us a home in a place we belong. Frugal Valley, Mountain Mama, find us a home. Country roads, find us a home. Down country roads, find us a home. Down country road. Well done. Ah, holy shit.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear vagabonds.
Happy birthday to
Oh,
you.
doing this again, okay.
Birthday to you.
You ready? Birthday, dear vagabonds.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy 1-year anniversary, you bunch of bastards! Holy shit!
Sit up, folks.
Happy birthday, and thank you, Jim, for whatever you just said, which is probably supposed to be off air.
Hello. Hello, what was that?
I don't know, man. Jim said something, I think possibly profanity, which is fine.
birthday, and thank you,
There you
Jim,
go.
for whatever you just said, which is probably supposed to be off air.
Doubling up.
Slightly PG.
I think we just missed it. It's fine. Hi, everybody.
12.
You were 12.
Yeah,
12. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the first birthday edition of whatever the fuck this show's called. The Vagabond Chronicles, why not?
The Vagabond Chronicles, Neil. We've been doing it for a whole year now.
We have. Chapter 27, in fact, which doesn't make any sense if it's been a year and we're doing it
every 2 weeks. But let's not get into that. How is everybody doing? How's everybody in the chat? Somehow we're on 27. Should be 24, but we're on 27. Doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. Hi, folks. Welcome to the special edition of the Vagabonds. What is the Vagabonds, you say? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, travellers. So why don't we introduce them? First up, hi to the Vagabonds. Hi, my Vagabonds. How you all doing? How's things?
Hello. There's only 2 of us here this week.
There is only 2 Vagabonds. We are basically...
We would celebrate by
getting rid of
showing
more
up.
Vagabonds barely showing up.
Neil, can I just say how that was the kid on the song.
That was the
So
kids.
very
That was the
cute.
kid on the song. It was cheesy, incredibly cute. Thank you very much.
The kid
were
has
singing.
got your talent.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Never had a lesson. Think it shows for both of us. Neither of us had it. That's not true. I've had many lessons. I'm still not very good. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, the kid decided today when I was editing that she wanted to be on the thing, and her little tiny puppy eyes was overwhelming. So unfortunately, I said, okay, you can be in it. Oh my god, this is professional work. But yeah, it was good. It worked out. I think it was all right. And then she, obviously,
adorable.
It was adorable. She does do the art with me every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
she is vested in this. She sees the monetary value of the show, which is disturbing and cool at the same time for a 7-year-old or whatever. So yes.
And also the art this week is phenomenal. Big fan.
Did you like
of the
it?
Vagabond Kids.
It's like the Vagabond
Vagabond
Babies,
Kids.
like the Muppet Babies.
Vagabond
like that.
Babies should be the spin-off.
The Vagabond
Yeah.
Babies, yeah. So the Vagabond Kids. So we didn't get too much into, IP stealing and all that. It's plagiarism and whatnot.
Although I kind of like the idea that like it should be all of us should be kids except for Bondo, so we'd be the same height.
Yeah, Bondo.
And he would be stuck with us.
Did you like his pop hat as opposed to his mead hat? It was a good one.
Yes,
That was a good one.
we're big fans.
Yes,
And the
I know,
Mechatronic.
that's a great deal.
Yeah, it was the Mecha Trike was cool as well. All right, folks. So we're going to introduce the Vagabond. So anybody that's new, we're going to do a little spiel in a minute about what the fuck this show from the channel is all about. So let's start with introducing our Vagabonds. The people we're here to see and possibly kill. I know, you're welcome. Starting off with, actually, we only have 2 Vagabonds today. Blue is not going to be with us because Blue has a very important thing to do, which is personal. We're totally support her in that, and that's really important, so she needs to do that. We love Blue. She plays Delamere. I'm saying that correctly even after 6 months, right? Del the elf. Del the elf,
Yeah.
definitely not on the shelf. So Del is the archer stroke outlaw of the group, who's a relatively recent addition to the Vagabond party. In a multiverse thing, she's supposed to have met a different party and go on to save the world from the end times. And unfortunately, through a dark god who she pissed off by accident, twisted fate, and now she ended up meeting these clowns. But Del is our elf. I'll be playing Del, sort of. Next up is also another missing Vagabond who's become an NPC because Dr. Steve is a real-life doctor with the NHS who's amazing and has had to take a break from this because he's got too much work on. That is Corporal Ziggy Hauptmann, who is a teenager with a lot of social troubles but is an expert in combat. Next up, we have a real person who's present, Tom DeVille, who plays Rattigan. Hi, Tom.
Hello. Yes. Hi, everybody. I play Rattigan the Hedge Wizard. He's kind of a sort of living scarecrow man who accidentally figured out how to do magic. He has a bathrobe for an inn that he stole because he thought it looked like a wizard's robe that he wears instead. He's got 2 pet ferrets.
He's a DIY mage.
Yeah, he kind of just figures it out as he goes along. He's not like some people like learn magic, magic is kind of a dodgy, strange thing in this world that we're in. But he's kind of just got instinctively, and he's just recently learnt that, because he's got a strange birthmark on his butt, and he's just recently learned that that birthmark he has for a reason, which is that he's kind of an envoy of Tal, who is the
god of wild and natural
nature.
Places and things. And
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Hey,
basically
everyone
a
in the
hippie.
chat. And also, he's basically a massive scarecrow hippie who can mess shit up with his magic. more often than not mess his own shit up.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Moving on to last but never leastly, we have our gnome Swiss Army knife, our Swiss Army gnome, Bondo, who is take it away, Jim, played by Jim.
Well, I'm Jim, and I play Bondo, who is a gnome pharmacist who has delusions of engineering and has had a little bit of militia training from Corporal Ziggy Hauptmann, and is
Patronising
eventually becoming quite
pointers.
useful.
Patronising pointers, I believe it was. Like, helped you,
Yeah,
but also
really
undermined
patronising.
you.
It's
Gaslit you at the same time as
Yeah.
like giving you a skill, basically.
Ziggy's great, so you spend effectively 3 points to learn any skill because 2 of them are having to put up with him.
Yep, that's pretty. That's about it.
And,
Yeah, that's how it
and
works.
yeah, so there you go.
Okay, so folks, this is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. This is for the new people that have joined us who don't know what the fuck this is, but are interested, keen, and socially okay to ask the question. This is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. It's set what? Just wait, go back to back.
Neil.
No, we're doing that in a minute. I'm just going to get to the cut to the
Okay.
chase. There's a lot of
Alright,
question
alright.
marks about this, and I think we're on a roll. So I'm gonna
Okay.
playing the
Alright.
god card,
Alright.
sir. Playing the god card.
You're just moving things around a little bit.
Moving
but
things-
I
I'm
like it.
keeping you on your toes. Keeping you on your toes. This
Bit of
is
spring cleaning for the year anniversary. Go for it. Do it.
This is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, everybody! So this is Warhammer Fantasy
Ooh.
Roleplay. I know you liked it. If you look at the screen, you are looking at a world map, which is a little mini map within the big map there. That is reminiscent of our world. This is Warhammer, which is set in a world that is very similar to ours, in sort of like Renaissance Reformation period. So you have like steam power, there's some coal power and that kind of stuff, but no real major industry beyond that. They do have cannons and things, swords. There's magic, but it's limited, it's dangerous, and it's licensed. Tom is an unlicensed wizard, which is very bad. There's witch hunters, cults, and chaos, and all kinds of like creepy stuff. So it's a really interesting high-low fantasy setting. It's very violent, and it's also very dangerous. People don't tend to get like wishes from D&D and things like that don't occur in this. You get a thing called fate points, which are extra lives. We'll talk a bit more about that because I'm sure we'll spend one at some point. It's a percentile game as well, folks. So imagine everything you know about D&D and just change everything from a D20 to a D100. And that's kind of where you're at. But we'll explain that as we go. Lastly, because I know Tom is chomping at the bit with this one, aren't you, Tommy? It's... Community News with your pal Thomas Balderdash Guinevere Felicity Pistachio Mustachio Deville.
Hello, everybody.
I'm gonna get a drink.
You go get
Hi,
it.
everybody.
Quick, go get a drink. Basically, I just wanted to use this community news to give a shout out to a few amazing people who've been doing some new recent fan art. Firstly and foremost, I got to give a big shout out to Hidden Heroine, who did a really lovely 1-year anniversary art post that she posted up this afternoon, and it's gorgeous. Secondly, I need to give a big shout out to at Telafel on Twitter, who has been doing some really, really awesome art recently. All of this is up on the Vagabond Chronicles Instagram, which is Vagabond_Chronic. So yeah, Telafel has been doing some great stuff of Bondo, of Ratty, of Dell. And lastly, also I want to give a shout out to @Shani Nu, which is SHANIENOU, who did some awesome new Discord emotes for us, including a really gorgeous one of Noodle and Mr. Spidge sort of doing a cute heart thing. So thank you, everyone who's been doing art. So yeah, if you want to follow our Instagram, which has got loads of fan art, we've got it's Vagabond_Chronic. We also have a Twitter, which is the same, or just search for Vagabond Chronicles. And we have a Discord as well. And also we need to shout out to the mods.
Hi, mods!
Who's modding this week?
Hi, mods!
Hi, mods!
Pretty sure I saw Yogo there. Hi, Yogo. Hi to them. Yogo's been with us from pretty much the beginning of this, so thank you.
Yogo is the OG mod.
OG mod. I'm not sure if we have Shannon and whoa there, Veronica. I see whoa there, Veronica as well. And there's whoa there, Veronica meets up with Yogo, and Yogo's coming over to the side, and there's Yogo, and there's whoa there, Veronica, and Shannon Films takes it by a nose. Do you like that? That was like a racing thing, like you know what I mean? Like
I just got to say that I'm in shock because
really, do you like it? I thought it was good.
And then into the final furlong.
Actually, Jim, you're much better, actually. You should just start soft and build up. I went straight in at the top. I had no room to maneuver. You're absolutely right, Jim. Sorry, folks.
Don't run out of oxygen while you're doing the racing.
I really did. We're very lightheaded right now. Okay.
That makes it sound authentic.
I know.
It makes it sound like the real deal, though.
So
these guys
excited.
get so excited.
So
you know.
excited.
And they're in the final furlong, and oh my god, it's coming out to the final furlong. Oh my god, it's above the head.
We're gonna have to do
That
Jim
was
to do
really
that next
good.
time. That was much better. Hey, folks, listen. I'm gonna intervene. Intervention time. We are going to. I really think we should. We are going to slam you headfirst straight into the world of the Vagabond Chronicles. Bam. Here you are, folks. What?
Are we going to do a catch up on what happened last time? So people
Sort of.
who
I'm
are
getting
just
to that, man. We're just like in it, dude. And that's what
Right,
the song
okay.
is about. Come on, Tom. It's 25 minutes.
totally cramping your style.
You are cramping my style.
Sorry, Neil.
That's right. That's right. So last time,
I'm reeling. All right, go on.
have you been at those blue
I think
Smarties?
you say
The
this,
share of flat,
okay?
by the way, guys.
I just need to say this because violence has been done in the chat because someone just said that I kind of sound like James Corden, and I'm really, really not happy. No,
Oh
I'm
my
joking.
god, I can't unhear that now, Tom.
Gaming with Xiao or said I sound like James Corden, and I'm
I
fuming
can't unhear
over
that now,
one.
Tom.
Thank
That's
you.
really fucked our friendship a little bit.
Happy anniversary,
Happy
everybody.
anniversary, Tom!
I'm James Corden.
I'm James
I'm
Corden.
going to get him to stand in for me next time.
should
then,
do that.
Then we'll see.
I bet he'll be. I bet
Yeah.
he won't be very good at playing Ratty. You're the one who plays Ratty. It's fine. Listen, folks.
Instead-
Let's move forward because I feel we're getting bogged down in hilarity. I really want to get serious with you and recap.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is that cool? Is that
All
right? Is that okay, Mr.
Let's
Corden?
get serious.
Big for your britches,
Let's
Mr.
get
Corden,
serious,
with your
Neil.
TV shows and
Let's
your
get
millions
serious.
of dollars. All right, folks. So last time we saw the Vagabonds who had rescued a family called the Vernicas from a rampaging skeleton horde that is terrorizing this entire valley called the Frugal Valley. Frugalhofen, which is basically Frugal Village, is a little hamlet slap bang in the middle of this massive plain. To the south is a place called La Maison Terre with a waterfall just before it, which is where our heroes came from originally to find burial mounds, which they found out at a local mine run by dwarves was basically the burial site of the blue-blooded bandits who were a chaos band. They don't know why, but then the mine was attacked by skeletons. They then tried to save the Vernicas at the farm. Shit got real, and they managed to escape just about with their lives after defeating the skeleton horde. However, this was the second horde they've fought, and there seems to be more coming their way. There's also a whole bunch of undead birds, which I just threw into the mix for shits and giggles. They made it back to the Frugalhofen, where they met up with Hector, the de facto mayor stroke brandy maker stroke everything kind of guy, a really happy chap, who greeted them very worriedly as they related the story of what had happened. These are the Vagabonds. We have over here, we've got Bondo, we have Ratty, we have Ziggy, and we have Dell, and we have Dell's new surrogate life partner, Fleck the War Dog, over here. And the Vernica family who were following them in have gone to Hector's family, has taken them across with all their belongings, and they're still in shock. Last we saw was Hector coming up to our lads and Blue, and they related the story, and the last thing that I believe Hector said was, "Oh, that's not good, that's bad news, what do you think we should do?" And that's where we left it, folks, and that's where we're going to pick it up. So, Tom and Jim, what do you want to do? It is, I believe it is evening time in Frugalhofen on a summer's day. It's a beautiful, picturesque. If it wasn't for this rampaging skeleton horde, it would almost be a lovely evening. Up to you two, so you're in conversation with Hector right now.
So Hector, what's not good indeed? What's not good? I mean, apart from the fact that I've just lost a couple of fingers from my hand
Oh,
here.
that's right.
See,
Your
I need to
hand's been
sort that
slashed
out.
in half, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Ouch.
we're all a bit of a mess, frankly, and Hector here is cramping our style a little bit. I mean, I would quite like to just get a little bit of rest and a little bit of getting my magic back.
Okay.
I just need to get my mojo back, basically.
Do you need to go and have a private moment? Is that what you're saying? Is it all a bit tense? Are you a bit tense and stressed out?
I think we need
Is
to
it your
refuel
mojo?
and
Right.
yeah. Jim, what do you think?
In character, please, folks. It's the first anniversary. Let's
absolutely.
act professional,
In
please.
character, right. Okay, well, you'll get no argument for Bondo on that. I feel like a bloody pincushion.
To be fair, you did take quite a beating, and also to be fair, I was partly responsible for that. So
No, that's
very
fine. Give me
sorry.
3. Give me 3.
So the halfling cook who was the halfling cook for the family, the Vernicas, whom you sort of saved, but actually turns out she can wield dual. She's pretty handy with a couple of cooking pots herself. Whose name was Mary Louise Butterfoot. It sort of comes up and circles your arm with her arm, and just sort of like pats you on the shoulder and goes, you fuckers made me talk like this last time, so I'm going to basically be talking for her as an NPC like this forever. It's on you,
Yes.
Jim and Tom. It's on you. I just want to caveat this, okay?
Yes. Go on. Do it.
Shouldn't you rest, my something, my significant stranger? I have not thought her character out at all. That's like her bit. Her bit is that she does this before she speaks. That's it. I have not fleshed this character out. She's not three-dimensional, man.
I am feeling like resting, but could you possibly read me a story before I go to sleep? I'm sure that would help me rest a lot better.
No. That's
He has
a weird...
a point. He does sleep well after a story.
All right. So Hector sort of looks up and goes, "Oh, of course, you must be exhausted. The widow's place is still available for you. You can sleep in the barn as before. Ziggy, I believe your room is still available." Ziggy sort of turns around, looks at the widow, who's still sort of like looking into distance. She has a pipe in her hand. If you remember, the widow LaRue's son Armand was the first casualty of all of this sort of terror. When you found his body the day before you left to go to the mine, it was literally like ripped apart, and you surmised it was a skeleton that did it. So she's sort of in shock. She looks like she's drunk, but she's sort of like very still. But she looks like she's basically hammered at the moment, smoking a pipe and just staring at you.
Wasn't Ziggy onto a sure thing with her?
Ziggy was onto a sure thing, and I somehow fucked it up. Yeah, he was basically, she definitely had a target set on him, and he fucked it up quite badly, I believe.
Did he fuck it up, or did the body show up?
No, I think it was because remember the episode. By the way, folks, anybody wants to watch the other episodes of Vagabonds? It's on YouTube. I'm going to organise it properly when I have the time. But it starts with the song Brandy, which was basically a rip-off of Tequila that we did, a parody of Tequila. And they basically, one episode was just them getting hammered in a house party. That was the entire episode, was the Vagabonds getting hammered. It's actually one of our best, which is really, disturbing. It's one of our best. Sure. So if you want to watch it,
window, it was good.
It was fucking great. You got thrown through a window. Everybody had a great time. So anyway, that night he got hideously drunk. You don't know what happened, but basically the chemistry seems to have fizzled there. So yeah, that's sort of where that happened.
To be fair, she is a grieving mother right now.
And she's now really is a grieving mother and widow. So Ziggy sort of looks at her, sort of looks back at you lot, sort of looks back at her and goes, sleep with the peasants, and just slopes off to the stables where you're all sort of like hitched up. Dell actually steps forward, sort of pats you on the arm, Ratty, and goes, yeah, I you know the hero thing. It's fine. And just sort of starts walking off behind Ziggy. And they both go over to the stables where I believe some of your stuff is still, well, not stuff, but you sort of have your bed still there. Nobody's actually moved anything. Yeah, your hedge is still there.
Hang on a second. Don't we also have the war penguins?
No, they're not here, man. They're not here. They're in La Maison Tal.
Oh, they're back there.
Okay. Yeah, you walked here.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So we're Because we need to get those guys back in the action. I'm missing the war penguins.
Again, folks, this is a serious high fantasy, low fantasy setting, but somehow they managed to convince me to put fucking war penguins. It's a long story. Just check the other episodes. It's fine. Right.
Look, listen, the war penguins are great, and in a world where there's chaos magic, they're very possible.
Yeah, but witch hunters are just going to burn you to the stake, dude. It's just really hard to convince people these aren't ginormous, teethy penguins.
Well, they can't do that anyway. It's a hedge wizard.
That's just doubly problematic, Jim. It's like the massive fuck off penguins. By the way, nobody knows what a penguin is. There's not like Nat Geo in this world. Like, this is like Renaissance period. Like a penguin, they could see a tiny little penguin and think it's a creature of chaos and kill it. Like, for them, a penguin is chaotic.
Say they're from Estalia. It's fine.
Okay, say it from Estalia, that's fine. I guess the coverall is it's a foreign thing, therefore...
It's Estalian, it's fine.
Estalian, it's fine. All right, anyway, so you don't have penguins with you. What do you two want to do, by the way?
Okay, all right, that's good to know. All right, I just wanted to check in with them if we did. But as it is, I think I need to basically, like all of us probably just need to sleep if we can sleep.
Collapse
Like
in a heap.
Yeah, because we have been done over.
Knackered.
All right, so you're going to basically just bed down. Hector, sort of, you say this to Hector. Hector goes, "Of course. Well, listen, we will, of course, for the help for the dwarves and for the Vernicas, of course, we shall treat you and look after you. We'll send us some food over. Any of you heard you need? We have some herbalists here, I believe, in the village. Oh, also the Gunter I've just seen. He's a medic of some sort. He might be able to help you too."
Hold up my hand, which is missing 2 fingers.
Hector looks and goes, and just like stops.
All right. Well, anything you would do with this, I would be grateful because this is my spellcasting hand. Yeah. If you got a couple of
is that what the kids are calling it now, Tom? Your spellcasting hand.
I was gonna make that joke, and then I thought, no.
Is that your spellcasting hand, Tom? You can tell us. It's fine.
And at the same time, I'm so glad that you did it for me, buddy.
That's your spellcasting hand, dude. Oh my god, I'm so juvenile. Anyway, right. So, what's the plan, folks? Are you just going to turn in, rest? Hopefully, the skeleton hall won't destroy you. Turn in, meditate, whatever. Okay.
Just, I need psychically refuel, get wounds back, whatever we can do.
All right.
We are a mess.
All right. So, Ratty, I'm going to sort of assume that you sort of walk off at this point with your, sort of like your rags billowing and join everybody in your various places that you sleep. And this is your shrub that's just still here, by the way. That's your shrub.
Get into my shrub.
You put a shrub on a perfectly good bed, which I'm digging.
I get into Ratty is always happiest when he's sleeping in a hedge.
Yeah.
So
you basically dragged it. Well, you were drunk as well. It was basically like an episode. It was like one of the Hangover films. It was kind of like that a little bit, folks. You really need to check it out. It's brilliant. So Bondo, Hector walks off and orders one of his many children to go and sort of sort out provisions for all of you, and that leaves you with the fair Mary Louise Butterford, just sort of looking at each other.
Oh.
She's sort of like she's not coy or anything, but she's sort of like looking at the ground and twiddling her thumbs a little bit too.
Let's get it on.
I should have done that. Let's get it on, baby, baby. Let's get it on, no. Wait. Isn't it? Let's get it no, oh, baby. Like that, right? Let's get it no, baby.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with you loving a no. Like that. That'd be fucking great. You could do that.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Get it no.
Let's get it no. All right. In seriousness,
So beautiful.
folks. In seriousness, what are you gonna do, dude? What's going on?
Well, I don't know about you, darling, but I'm getting my head down for the night.
Right.
Well, welcome to join me.
The most romantic of all offers.
Putting it out there.
Dude, he's being all cool, man. He's like, yeah,
Bondo
thinks you could come if you want, but I don't mind. Take it or leave it. There's a place next to me in my little bed.
In my tiny gnome.
My tiny gnome
Tiny,
little
tiny
bed.
bed,
My
yeah.
tiny bed. You can top and tail. I don't care. You're being very Richard Burton cool right now, sir. All right, so Louise goes, maybe I should check on the verdigers, and sort of just flutters her eyes enough and just walks past you, leaving you to... I don't know how you feel about that, Jim, but or Bondo. But yeah, I'm assuming
Bondo is kind of past the point of being as bothered as he would be having taken such a severe kicking.
Completely fair enough.
Bondo is thinking, I would love to, but I probably can't right now.
All right, cool.
But...
So basically, all of you sort of get into your basically piles of hay or whatever it is. As you settle down, Bondo, Ziggy sort of rolls over. He's got cuts on him as well. He just looks at you and goes, ooh, and then just goes, oh, pathetic, and then just like sort of rolls back over. I guess he was trying to, like, I don't know, jibe you a little bit. Anyway, so you all fall very quickly to sleep. In fact, you barely get your equipment off and sort of, various clothes that you don't wish to sleep in, and all of you pretty much pass out like a light. So much so, there's a blindfold. Look at that. There's a blindfold, folks. They're sleeping. Can you all make snoring noises? I'm being serious. Make a snoring noise, Tom. Tom?
What? That one sounds like someone's doing... Jim's snoring like he's beatboxing, which I think maybe nuns would do.
No. That's actually what I sound like when I snore.
Really?
Apparently.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
Jesus,
Anyway.
you need to get that checked out, dude. That's troubling.
Yes,
It's like sleep apnea or something. All right, so there we go. The new day has dawned. The new day has dawned. Right, folks. So it's a new day. This is going to be pretty open. So you're sort of going to tell me. I mean, Ziggy is still sleeping. He's sort of he didn't get a good night's sleep. He was tossing, turning. In fact, you're pretty sure that you all heard him scream out at one point, but you don't know what that was about. And you don't really want to ask him. Dell is gone. I don't know where she's gone somewhere, but she's not in her bed. She seems to have got up early before anybody else. You feel like you've rested, so you must have all got a good 8, 9, 10 hours. So it's early morning the next day. But you definitely all feel.
Are we all juiced up? Are we all back to full?
Yeah, there's food. There's been food left very sweetly on tiny little tables next to each of your areas, little beddings, and it's like a full spread. So if you eat that with the rest you have, I'm going to be very generous as it is our birthday party, and give you full wounds, full magic points back for everybody.
There's cake.
There might be cake.
Is there cake?
Yes, there's cake. It's a fruit cake.
Will there be a candle in it?
No, there's no candle. There's a candle next to it, but it's not lit because it's the morning. Oh, fuck it. All right, there's a candle next to it.
And it's a barn. Probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea. The barn's on fire, but you have cake. so yeah, everybody's back on. Quickly, make an initiative test, all of you. Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
So you're all back on full health, full magic points, and I can't remember what Steve is on. I guess he's on 7 or something like that. We don't need it. That's fine. So yeah, you're all back on full magic, full health points, and you feel rested. You definitely all feel like you've been through it. Like this is not the last week or so. You're not unaccustomed to danger, but skeleton hordes rampaging, the kind of unrelenting fury that they bring, and the deaths that you have seen, the completely merciless deaths, the eviscerations, and also all these other horrible creatures that have been sort of abounding in this valley, have really shaken all of you. Bondo and Ratty, you both wake up pretty much the same time. In fact, actually, Bondo, you sort of turn over and see Ratty just staring at you, or kind of staring into space a little bit. And you sort of you call out to him, and both of you lock eyes, and you sort of both get where each of you are at in terms of what the hell did we just live through, and your hand is now pulsing, Ratty, so you can feel like you get that phantom feeling where your fingers should be, but they're not, which is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Cool. What are you two going to do? We can be narrative, so I can describe the village, describe what's going on. You can tell me what you want to do. How much experience points have you two got, by the way?
Oh, I think you gave us 100 each.
Okay.
I think you've given us 100 each.
So 100 experience points doesn't work, folks, in the same way as D&D. So in D&D, you progress a level and you get everything.
Yeah.
Whereas in this world, you learn skills and you go up levels and increase your stats, sort of by doing, but also by earning those experience points. You do it in piecemeal fashion. So you have a whole bunch of stats you can increase for the career that you are. Say a hedge wizard. You have maybe 6 stat increases, and you can take them as you want. But in my world, in my rules, I really pressure PCs to take the stats that they've sort of been using more first because it makes narrative sense. Same thing with skills. So you've got 100 experience points. Not enough time to sort of sit down and learn a whole new skill that requires a lot of study. But if there's a sort of more physical skill that you're looking at, hit me with it and we can talk about that. Okay? So what do you two want to do first and foremost?
I was wondering if I could learn, because I've been doing a lot of, in combat, I've been doing a lot of protecting. Like there was that bit where Dell was prone on the floor and I was protecting her. And, you know, I've had a lot of people taking a lot of chunks out of me. I was wondering if I could learn something like dodge blow, or like if Ziggy could help me learn a bit of dodge blow.
Well, Bondo, doesn't Bondo have dodge blow as well?
Is it Bondo?
has dodge blow?
Yeah, both Ziggy and Bondo.
Bondo would happily
maybe
give
give me a few lessons and I could maybe pick up dodge blow. That would be really useful for me.
Okay, well, you both of you sort of do your ablutions and come downstairs and you sort of wash up. There's a trough here and there's also like a privy here as well that's been set up. And you both come back and you fall into conversation about like the combat and what you've both seen. And you do mention this. And Bondo, if you're of a mind, you can roleplay this a little bit.
It would have been useful if I could have ducked a few of those
clangers
that would hit me. Yeah, exactly.
Hindsight is a fickle mistress. No argument there. But yeah, I can help you with that, lad. Before we go any further, I got a bit of leather for you. Hang on.
Really?
Into his pack. I've got some leather strips left over from buying them at the Maison Tal.
Yeah.
I'm going to basically form a glove of sorts over Ratty's damaged hand.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
he's got a bit more grip.
Oh, that's a great idea.
nice.
Okay, listen, it is construct test. It's like a tailoring thing. So to make it really useful, as opposed to just something that protects, we're gonna have to make a dex check and maybe like an intelligence check combination. Tell me exactly what it is you want to fashion, because this is a really cool idea, Jim. I'm digging it.
Do you know like the Thai boxing wrap? It's just basically a thin strip of leather just wrapped around the palm.
Yeah.
So that there's just a little bit more grip that's applied to the staff.
Okay, so it's going to protect the
It's literally
stump.
just a strip.
Okay,
wrapped round.
but you're just making it tight but malleable, so you can use the other digits without any issue.
Yeah.
Because he's lost his ring finger and his little finger,
Yeah.
but not the first three. So actually, he's lucky that he can still manipulate things with his three fingers, which is good. Okay, cool.
I can still make a claw. I can still do pinchy.
Yes, Pinchy. Oh yes, the hedge wizard,
Well-
the famous hedge wizard. What was it? The famous hedge wizard burn when you rub your three fingers against somebody's forearm. It's very dangerous, that thing. Okay, cool. So that was a really terrible joke. I don't know where I went with that. The hedge wizard burn. I'm not going to do that again. That was shit.
But I would say that that's fairly.
Could you do that? Could you like just really rub somebody's forearm as a hedge wizard and cause mild abrasion? Is that a thing?
It's like the crappiest spell ever. Neil,
It is the
but I
crappiest
could-
spell ever, isn't it? You should take that. All right, so moving forward. So, okay, so make a dex check plus intelligence check average. So take your dex, which is, if you can tell me that, what is that, Bondo?
My dex is
Out of 100,
40,
obviously.
and my intelligence is 30.
So that's
Yep,
35.
And percentiles, that gives us a 35.
That's an average of 35. This is a new day, by the way, folks. There is something I have to do over here which they don't know about, which is a thing called
Oh,
luck, which is annoying.
bugger.
They both have luck, which we'll get to when they need it. So did you... oh, I'm fine with that. So did you fail,
That
sir?
was a fail, unfortunately.
76. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
76.
all right. So you pretty much wrap his hand up, which is going to basically protect the stumps. But it's a bit slippy, and you don't really have much stuff to really secure it, so it's a bit shit. And it's kind of like a bandage, but leather, and it's not great. So you've got this on your hand, Tom. So you're not going to be worried about like getting hit there, and it's going to hurt your stumps. Sorry, but it isn't going to necessarily give you any more grip back, because I think you lost some dexterity
I'll
points.
let you take another crack at. So I say, Bondo, that's really kind of you, and thank you very much.
As it
And,
slips off
maybe
your
we'll
wrist.
take another go at that. Take another run at that later on,
tomorrow.
so that I can cast spells better, eh? And I give him a big wink.
Not a bad idea. That wasn't my best work. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how to take that wink, but
That's all right.
Bondo seems to have taken it in the right way, so that's good. All right, so cool. You've done that too, sir. You both step out of the barn and you see the flourishing village which you left only a few days before. Yeah.
you forgot the whole. Am I gonna get to learn dodge blow, or what do I need to do that?
Yeah, we'll do some sparring.
Oh, you want to do some sparring? Of course. Sorry, I did forget about that. All right. So Bondo then takes you.
Use that as training.
Yeah, you then take him through some rudimentary, like, it's really like basic shit that Ziggy taught you. But it is effective, and you've used it a few times. Basically, sidestepping, like double stepping forwards, double stepping backwards, ducking. You take him through some really basic exercises. Now, to learn skills, folks, it costs 100 experience points, but you also have to make a stat test, which is a little tricky, but each time you fail it, it gives you a bonus for the next time. The idea is practice makes perfect. So it's basically going to be based on your initiative, because it is an initiative skill. However, you're being taught by a teacher.
I should have taken my initiative bonus.
Well, your initiative is pretty shit. It's pretty low. But you also have a teacher. It's 36 out of 100. So you do have a teacher. So I'm going to give you plus 20 on this. Because he does know how to use it. So you're going to have a 56 or under on a D100 to learn the skill. If you fail, you still lose the experience points, Tom. Just FYI. Okay?
Okay, no, I understand, yeah. All right.
So the chicken watches you do this. What do you get? 71 is a fail even with luck, sir. Okay, so basically you do some weaving, and in the background, this chicken actually sort of waddles over and goes... You don't get it? It's the fucking Rocky theme. You know what? People pay good money for this, Tom.
You just completely blew your microphone out.
Oh, really?
I don't know what you were doing.
Was it so loud?
Literally just had boom, boom, boom.
Did I blow the microphone?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do it again.
Maybe it's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like that. Nope, fuck it.
That's
You know
good.
what? No,
all right,
it's
so the
fine.
chicken basically
my
distracted
microphone?
me,
Better.
is what
Much
we're
better.
saying.
All right, cool.
It's the eye of the chicken.
Yeah, the eye of the chicken distracts you, and as opposed to ducking, you just get walloped straight in the face by Bondo, with who's holding a 2x4, saying, "All right, now duck," and he just slams you straight in the face. When you go, "What?" Because you hear this chicken going.
The lesson I've learned for my 100 experience points is don't watch chickens while you're training.
Don't get distracted.
Don't get distracted.
That is a really valuable lesson.
So you're wiser.
Yeah, but
You
next
learn.
time, next time you try this with him teaching you or with Ziggy teaching you, you'll get a plus 30 bonus. Okay, so that's the next time you try that. But you don't.
I'm also gonna. I should have taken my stat increase.
Really should have.
I'm gonna take a stat increase now. There's a lot less pressure involved.
Because stat increases are automatic. You don't have to roll for shit. But that's cool. Listen, skills are useful, man. Skills are useful, you know. All right, so that's that. So you get slammed in the face. You kind of land next to this chicken, who then lands on top of your. He jumps on top of your head, and sort of like ruffles the feathers a little bit, and goes like that, and seems to be getting comfortable there. Look at that! Look at that, dude!
I'm gonna just walk around with the chicken on my head.
Tom, look! I got the chicken on your head.
Look.
It's on your head.
Great.
I'm
keeping it there.
Keep it on
Stay there. Did you see there was a video on Twitter a couple of weeks ago of a little Australian girl who just likes to stand there with a chicken on her head.
Great.
I'm doing that. That's me for this episode.
Okay, you've got a chicken on your
Standing
head.
there with a chicken on my head.
If it makes
Trying to get other people to maybe put a chicken on their head too, because
Well, it's
it's
until the ferrets
good.
turn bits anyway.
Oh, that's a good point. The ferrets aren't going to like that at all.
No.
what? Oh yeah. Oh
Ferrets
no. they
like
are.
chicken.
All right, you two. So tell me what you're planning next. Ziggy, sort of like as you get walloped in the face, you hear this very kind of. Yeah, that was amazing. I have so much to learn from you two. And sort of starts eating the food that's set in front of him. And
Ziggy!
He's up here. Yeah, he's just there. All right, you two. You exit the barn.
What's Ziggy
rubbing
up
your
to
head.
then? What's Ziggy up to?
Ziggy's just chilling
With
out,
his-
man. He had a lot of cake at the last fight, and he's still recovering from that. Maybe he's gluten intolerant. We don't know. It's character development.
I mean, we're all basically. Is this going to be the PTSD episode where we all pretend we're fine, but really we just end up
Eating a lot of
a lot of
cake.
moments of eating cake and staring at each other, kind of
Basically,
sadly.
getting really upset for no reason about spoiled
Oh
quiche.
boy!
Okay.
Maybe we should drown our sorrows. It's time to reprise the
Brandy episode.
song.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
down
Yeah.
to
Just
the
get smashed.
Yeah, actually, I think I can actually get the Brandy episode song somehow. No, we can't do that. It takes too much time. Let's focus, folks. All right. So, okay, the brandy episode, folks. You need to watch it if you know what I'm talking about. What you see, you're going to basically go and head to get a drink. Is that what the thing is?
Well, maybe. I mean, what else is going on in the town? Is
got
there
other
anything seemingly happening?
I don't know. You can step out in the village and check it out if you want.
Oh, Bondo's got plans.
Bondo's got
all
plans.
right.
What's Bondo up to?
Well, having taken such a severe beating over the last
yeah.
couple of weeks, especially personal favourite of undead carrion claws in his back,
Yeah.
Bondo's decided now would be a good time for a little extra protection.
Okay. So you're thinking like insurance?
No, I'm thinking it's time for a whole montage of Bondo working over a forge.
We need a montage.
Yeah.
It's Mecker,
Yes.
Bondo.
Yes, sparks flying,
Nice,
hammers, and
All right, so the blacksmith,
molten magma.
the molten magma. Okay, the blacksmith is actually quite close to here. It's actually open to the whole village. It's like a co-op blacksmithery. So various people obviously are skilled, and you hear this sort of tink, tink, tink of somebody hammering away in the blacksmith's workshop, which is this building over here. Are you sort of like parting ways with a chicken on your head? How's that going to work? Or are you following him, Ratty?
I might just follow him then if there's nothing else going on, but trying to keep the chicken balanced there.
Okay. One of the villagers walks
I'm
past
getting
you.
my 100 experience points, even if it's just a chicken hat.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chicken foot.
One of the villagers walks past you and just stops and goes, "Nice chicken," and just carries on walking like that without even batting an eye.
Yeah. Can I like lift the chicken off my head like a hat?
Like you grab
and then put it back.
You grab one
Yeah,
of his.
I'm gonna
You grab
top
one of
my
his,
chicken at him.
You grab one of his little feet and just like lift him like a hat, tip him slightly 45 degrees, and then put him back on your head. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. All right. So you go to the blacksmithery, which is sort of, I'm going to make a little macro version of it right here. So you enter the blacksmiths, and you do see one of the villagers whose name you've forgotten. You think it was one of the Limpics or something like that. You can't remember. He sort of nods to you and goes, "Welcome. The smithery is open to everybody. You do know your way around. I know you're a gnome, but didn't want to presume," he says, looking at you.
Oh, Bondo is familiar with the forge, but thank you.
Okay, he sort of nods at you. He's got some horseshoes in his hand, and he just sort of walks out. He goes, "Water's over there," and he sort of like just carries on walking. You see that as basically, you look around, give it a good appraisal, and it does. It looks like a very well stocked, very well maintained, very clean workshop, with pretty much everything that you would think of to have to hand, including a very full tool set. So this place is very well stocked. You do remember that Frugelhofen pays no taxes, and it's not technically the Empire or the neighbouring country of Bretonia, or the southern lands of the Border Princes. It's technically like its own state. So they pay no tax to anybody. So whatever money they make goes back into the village, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's a fully stocked blacksmithery. Blacksmithery doesn't sound right. Smithery? Blacksmith
Forge.
thing. Forgy thing.
It's a forge.
It's a forgy thing. There you go, technical term, folks. Yeah, so it is yours. What are you going to do, folks? What's your plan, Bondo?
The plan is to try and forge some sort of, at the very least, breastplate. Potentially cuisse. Sorry. Oh, God, hang on. Technical terminology. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
I need a queer breastplate.
Queer
I need
breastplate.
a...
Fine. So you need a breastplate.
No, plastron. A plastron.
Dude, you know what?
crochet,
Here's the thing,
potentially.
Jim. You know what those means? I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. A breastplate.
Okay,
right?
a big chest plate and
Yeah.
a thing that protects your neck from getting stabbed in the Adam's apple.
Got you. So it's
Trust
like
me,
a
that's
it's like
no
a
fun.
breastplate with collars. Got it. Okay. So
With a collar, yeah.
with a collar,
Yeah.
Okay. So
An
this,
OTPS, which is a high piece around the neck.
let's keep our ambitions to within what you could be achieved in one day, as opposed to making like Iron Man's suit. As much as I would dig that, but let's keep it realistic.
Breastplate is the big one,
Breastplate's
and
the big one.
potentially any chain that I've got left over from the skeletons to cover my back.
Oh my god, you got a
I've
sack
realised
full of
covering
chain,
my back
haven't
is a
you?
good idea.
All right, so you can make it like a
Yeah.
double-sided. Okay, I understand what you're trying to do. So basically, to protect your chest and your back. Got it. The villager wouldn't want us back in again. You've got all your materials with you, haven't you? Like literally, you're carrying
Yes.
everything you need to make. Okay. He sort of looks over and goes,
Yeah.
"Listen, if you run out of anything, there's a donation box over there. Put some money in and you help yourself. There's some leather straps and some tacks and things. But be honest, we're a nice village." And sort of walks off again. He keeps coming back at the most opportune moment to give you hints and tips of what to do. It's eerie. Possibly bad storytelling. I don't know.
It's
All right, dude.
intuitive.
Okay, man. So you want to make a breastplate. It's going to take you, you estimate, a good 4 or 5 hours to sort of jury rig all this kind of armor that you've collected into something that would be kind of like a breastplate with collars. You're going to have to make 2 dex checks. One to kind of get, well, you can automatically get the forge going and the kiln. I'm going to say that you're going to have one to sort of set everything up and design it, and with it, which is a dex intelligence, and then another one to actually make it, which is a straight dex check. Dex, by the way, folks, is dexterity, in case you didn't know, which is hand coordination or all that malarkey. So the first roll is going to be intelligence and dexterity. I'm going to give you, what skills do you have? Do you have smithing, metallurgy, all that kind of stuff? What do you have?
I have metallurgy. I have smithing.
Yep.
I have. Let's see. What else is there? Carpentry. No, that's not really kind of the thing, is it?
Just me those kind of things. Okay, I'm going to give you a plus, let's say a plus 20 to your roll. So you can, whatever your average is, which is 35,
Okay,
right?
so that'd be
55.
55.
And you have
55
luck.
total?
And you have luck as well if you need it. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Which I'm praying I don't need, but suspecting I might.
Okay,
Right, here we go.
Go on, Jim.
57! Oh my god!
All right.
I
So
would like to use luck on
you
that.
can use luck, which is a great segue to tell everybody what luck is. So luck is a number that they don't know. They have every day, which adds 1 or 10 or minuses 1 or 10, depending on what the roll type is. And they don't know how long their luck's going to run out until it runs out. So your luck holds. It's the first time you used it today. So you have X number of luck left, presumably. And yeah, you actually managed to, you think you're about to completely fuck the design when you have an inspired idea and actually you manage to weld fuse something together to hold the whole thing in place. And after only about 3.5 hours or so of you sweating over this forge, you actually managed to get something that's pretty fucking sturdy. It's a mishmash of different pieces of armor that you've and chainmail, and it is pretty weighty. It's not necessarily the most ergonomically designed thing, but it's strong enough to be able to, you reckon, to turn a blow or two. So yeah, you can now put down a Bondo special breastplate on your character.
Bondo special.
Bondo special.
Oh, lovely.
Those are the
That's a one more arm.
Bondo special. So yeah, so you can do that, dude.
So 2 points or 1 point for chest?
1 point per chest only, and it's not going to give you a head. It's just for chest and neck. Doesn't count the head.
No, I've got the helmet. I've still got the Skaven helmet anyway, so I'm good on the top.
Oh, that's right. You've got a Skaven.
Right.
Is it a helmet made
excellent.
out of a Skaven, or is it a Skaven helmet? I really want it to be the
No,
former.
it's a Storm Vermin's helmet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, cool, dude. So you
Oh,
make.
that'd be fun.
That would
Yeah.
be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, so you've got a breastplate now as well, so you can add that to your armor list, which is cool. All right, dude, what do you want to do? The world seemingly is not your oyster. It's a terrifying experience, but it's still basically yours. Tom, what do you want to do these 3 hours that you've just been watching him going ting, 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 ting?
I'm trying to think of a name for the chicken that sat on my head.
Good idea.
At the moment, it's a Mabel. It's Mabel the
I like
chicken.
Mabel the chicken. It's domesticated but untrained, right?
So I'm trying to talk to Mabel. I'm like,
Okay.
so whilst Bondo is like, sweating away in the background, I'm just like, are you Mabel? Do you like it on my head? Are you happy there?
For 3
Are
fucking
you ever
hours.
gonna?
3 hours. No wonder Bondo almost fucked up his breastplate. 3 fucking hours. Okay. All right.
Talking to a bloody chicken
To
for
a
3 hours
bloody
straight off the
chicken.
bloody wall.
Okay. Cool. So as you're sort of like, as you hold this breastplate up, and thank God the idiot has stopped talking to this bloody chicken, both of you hear this incredible commotion from outside. And you hear this, the unmistakable voice of one of your old compatriots, who just screams out, listen, you bloody dwarfs. We're not bloody skeletons or demonic worshippers. And the fact that he said I turned into a rabbit is just bollocks. And he goes, yeah, we just travelers looking for our friends.
I love it. I've missed those guys. At that point, I set Mabel down and say, don't go anywhere. And I run outside.
She immediately runs
They're
out
back.
in front of you.
Mabel, no! Come back to me! I'm too busy running outside because I got to see. So I shout, Wavy, Davy! And
Dr. Dasher.
Doctor.
God, what was his name?
And I'm so happy. I just throw my big gangly arms around them and bring him in for a hug.
So
because
you run
friends heal.
Yeah. So you run up to Dr. Dasher and also to Wavy Davy, who are you two old compatriots who you dumped at La Maison Talon surreptitiously a while ago. And the dwarves sort of surround you. Goes, well, I mean, obviously you're sort of like okay with the dwarves. And he goes, these friends of yours. And one of the dwarf scouts has sort of come up to you, and he's got his blunderbuss out and he's pointing at them. The friends of yours, are they? One of the villagers is also there with a pitchfork and is just looking at you. Wavy goes, oh, thank God we ran into you lot. I mean, obviously it would be nice to have told us where you were bloody going, but yeah, the things have been going really weird and wild since we last saw you. Oh. You notice that sort of Dr. Dasher comes up to Wavy Davy and sort of goes, oh, you're all right. And his hand is sort of on his shoulder and just gives him this little imperceptible little squeeze. They just look at each other for like a couple of beats and they both smile. And it's a really nice smile. It's like really sweet. Like, really like, aww. Like one of those smiles.
I think like cute couple.
Yeah, kind of make a cute couple. All right.
So what are we going to do with them?
Aside from ship them.
So Dasher sort of goes, these bloody idiots have told us we're some kind of chaos worshippers. There we were, up in the mountains trying to find you lot, and we got attacked by these enormous fucking birds. These huge fucking birds just came down and started pecking at us. So naturally we ran like the clappers and ran into these dwarves who started shooting at us, and the birds as well. Said we were conjuring them up or something. It was fucking weird. And he sort of just like looks at all of you and goes, the sort of dwarves start looking down at their guns and started looking down at the floor, and one of them kicks a pebble out the way for no reason, and one of them just goes, sorry, and they just like say sorry into their beards, and obviously they sort of realise that if they're with you then they must be okay kind of thing, and the dwarves sort of like back away a little bit, and then one of them finds an excuse to start polishing his gun and walking this way. One of them goes with him, polishing also his gun. The sort of lead scout comes and goes, well, if you're going to vouch for them, then I guess they're all right. We're going back to our posts. And they start like walking back out the village. I guess they've been taking positions around the village.
Can I just say I'm so happy I just heard you say the word clappers.
You like it?
I can't do it. You can do it so well.
Run like the clappers.
Clappers. That's
Like
very
clappers.
good going.
I need to say something to the dwarves.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry,
you go ahead. Say something to the dwarves.
So you're speaking in Dwarvish now, right?
Oh yeah, Kazalid, the Dwarvish language,
Okay,
which
yeah.
to most people sounds guttural and harsh, but to each other sounds like Terry Thomas.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, speak.
So I say, chaps, thank you so much. No, I can vouch for these gentlemen. They are indeed with us. They're
Oh no, that's quite all
jolly
right.
good fellow.
I mean, I almost took the blonde one's head off with my blunderbuss. Cracking good shot, you would have seen. But obviously, well, a bunch of crows coming out, undead and rather nasty at that, and these two fuckers coming out of nowhere gave us quite a fright. What? So I thought I'd just shoot them and ask questions later.
Oh, I totally understand, dear boy, but the easy mistake to make, as they say.
Indeed.
But thank you so much.
Not a problem. Now listen, do me a favour, will you, old sport? Don't tell the lawmaster. Might have my balls in a vice for this one. Ha ha!
Oh, mum's the word, dear boy. Mum's the word.
Indeed. And sort of walks off, and you hear what everybody else hears is, "Och, la hinna shule in balls."
Oh,
That's what you'll hear. So. Cool. So, okay, you say that in Kazalid, and you sort of look back, and Wavy Davy and Dr. Dash, who are now like standing very close to each other and like looking at you like with raised eyebrows, like thumbs up, and says Wavy Davy.
While that's going on, by the way, I'm sort of very breathlessly trying to recap everything that we've been through. So I start by going,
Can you make a fellowship
birds.
test for
Yeah,
me,
there
please?
were birds. What?
Actually,
What?
say what you're going to say, and then I'm going to give you a fellowship test with a bonus or a negative depending on how you do it. So, sorry, Tom, to stop you. Go ahead.
I say like oh yeah, you've totally ruined my. I say birds. Yeah, we seen them birds. Big flappy bastards. We fought them and little Bondo he took a blow from them. But that's not the only problem, right? There's skellies everywhere in this valley. They're everywhere. They've attacked us at the mines. They've attacked us at a farm. They're everywhere. We're in a lot of trouble right here, and I hate to say it, but you've just wandered into hell, my friends.
Okay, make a fellowship test. I'm going to give you plus 10, actually. That was pretty good. For you, that was pretty good. So plus 10.
All right. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Don't make me get your brain out, mate. Don't make me get Gary the brain out.
Yeah.
76. Okay. I rolled that with you.
Jesus
All right,
Christ,
so
I hate these guys.
they sort of look at you, blink, and go, "Yes, it's nice to see you too, Ratty." And they just like pat you on the arm a little bit. "Now I'm starving. You know, where's the grub around here?" And sort of like he puts his arm around Wavy Davy, and they start holding hands. They start walking off through the village.
I'm going to follow after him. Does that mean we're going to the pub? I could really we're going to the pub. Really, I mean, we've just fought a lot of skellies. Like I said, there were the ones at the mine, and then there were the ones at the farm, and then there were also some big crow bastards that we fought. And every time, poor little Bondo, he's taking a terrible knocking it. And look, have you noticed anything different about me? And I hold up my hand and show him my sort of weird.
So as you do that, you don't realise they're actually walking in circles, and they keep walking like larger circles, and you keep following the circles until they veer off suddenly past a building, and you sort of get confused as you're talking, and you go the opposite direction. You find yourself on the path talking to the chicken, who's now like.
Do I get dizzy? Do they make me dizzy by following them?
Yeah, you're very dizzy, and you don't know where they've gone, but all you see now in front of you is Mabel the chicken.
Okay, well, I shout after them, "Catch up later, yeah?" And then I put Mabel back on my head.
You have to make a dex check for that. This is not a trained chicken.
God damn it, I'm going to make a damn dex check then.
Yeah, man, make a dex check. Prove me wrong, Tom. Do it.
Yeah, so it's all narrative this week, is it, Neil?
All narrative, motherfuckers.
It's all dex checks,
It's all
isn't it?
dex checks. 74. On a streak, sir. So basically, you grab the chicken and you try and whack it on your head, and it just starts going like that, and it just goes completely fucking mental and starts like buffeting you with its wings. Its claw comes out. In fact, actually, I'm going to make an attack for the chicken. I'm going to make an attack for. This is combat, motherfucker. We're in initiative now. So the chicken.
Don't make me hurt Mabel.
The chicken tries to scratch you with its like its loose talon on its the talons on its loose foot, and it misses. What are you going to do? Initiative round. You have initiative now against this fucking chicken. What are you going to do, Tom? Dude, you brought down the thunder. What? Here comes the boom. You're in combat with a chicken. Don't you feel big?
I just tried to put it on my head.
I know.
That's all.
But chickens don't always.
Yeah, but it's not best pleased, is it?
Chickens sometimes have an opinion
funny
about that, Tom. So roll your combat or whatever you can do. What you can do, sir? You're going to try and restrain the chicken?
I'm just going to turn around and walk away.
All right, so you let go of the chicken. It goes, and just like, well, that's actually a turkey, but you know, go with it. And just like flutters to the floor, and it just like starts like running in circles again, and just runs off randomly. And after a while, it just like it goes, and like just jumps on top of this like low fence and just stares at you. And its heart is beating rapidly, and it just settles and it just stares at you like you're on the list now, buddy. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we're getting on. We were having chats and stuff a while ago, and now you've just turned her on me.
Chickens, Tom. Can't live with them. Can't eat them, apparently, because you're a vegetarian. So, yeah. Ratchy is vegetarian, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, so that's your moment. I'm not going to give you an XP for that, but neither am I going to give you like a fate.
I don't want any, actually, Neil. Thank you. Thanks.
You didn't learn anything from the chicken fight. All right. Bondo, you've witnessed all of this, mate. What are you going to do? Ratty has been bested. Well, I guess it's a stalemate, but he's sort of been bested by a chicken. What do you want to do?
Is Bondo sort of walking around now, like,
yeah,
you know, like, sort of, you know, when you get a sort of double-breasted suit and you kind of walk around and you've got like massive shoulders? Is he kind of walking around like that, except tiny?
Yeah, a little bit.
So he's like amazing. Very happy about that.
He's definitely leading with his chest right now. Bondo, what do you want to do, sir? We lost Jim.
It's that time of the night where James randomly disappears.
I
Oh,
found
he's
it.
come
Okay.
back. He came back in.
I'm back.
What do you want to do?
I'm
Bondo?
back. No, it's basically due to the weight of the breastplate and the uncontrollable laughter. Bondo is currently on his back,
Okay.
trying to get up.
Like a turtle.
And having a bit slightly turtled. I've been slightly turtled by all this, but I'm also terribly winded from the laughing.
All right, so Ziggy
And,
at this point actually is walking past both of you, seemingly towards the river, I guess to bathe or something, and he just stops, looks down at you on your back like a turtle, and he just puts his foot on the side of your breastplate and just flips you, and you just go whoop like that, and you flip up to your feet really quickly. He goes, "Oh, don't bother to thank me, little man," and just walks off towards the thing. He's got a little towel. He's got like a monogrammed towel on his shoulder which says I don't know what it says. It says like Ziggy or something.
KS on it.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And he just sort of walking off to the river to go and bathe. He's also he's walking like he's strutting like down, 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 down. In his head he's like down, 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 like that. He's just strutting around. He goes,
I don't know why he's so cocky when he's just been reminded of the one time he missed out on a sure thing. Really.
He's overcompensating though. That's his MO, dude.
Surely the fact that Bondo got to play it cool with the halfling cook means that Bondo has actually got one over on him quite strongly right now.
Right, okay. What are you two going to do now, folks? What's your plan, if there is a plan?
Bondo's recovered his breath and is now looking for a combination of brandy, food, and butterfoot.
Brandy, food, and butterfoot. In no discernible order. All right, so...
Okay. I love it!
Okay, so the...
Bondo's the man this episode.
The Vernicas you last heard, saw, understood. Basically, the Hector Brioche, which is this house over here with the nice orchard, you notice that actually a lot of the villagers seem to be, not missing, but they are sort of armed, and they're sort of on the outskirts of the town at various points. Like, the field is abandoned here. There's, several fields, and there are, livestock here. But there's one shepherd, which seemingly for the whole of the livestock, as well as the actual agricultural part of the village. But there is a lot of villagers that are actually sort of on post. Obviously, they're in the wilderness. They do probably have attacks from wild animals and things like that in the past. They seem to have some kind of protocol for dealing with this. You also notice that the remaining dwarves, of which there are not many, are also scattered around.
Are they not on... Neil, are they not on some kind of alert because of the skeleton attacks? Have the dwarves not set them on a...
That's what I'm saying.
What?
They are on alert. They're around. They're sort of around the village.
All right. Okay.
There's very few villagers in the village. Most people are sort
They've
of
posted
on
a
guard.
watch.
Yeah, they've sort of posted a watch
Okay.
around. If you remember, there were not many dwarves left. There was probably only about maybe half a dozen or slightly more than that. Which is worrying in itself. You haven't seen Bardak or the other dwarf chieftain anywhere. So the other thing is, you probably surmise that most of the action is going to happen in Hector Brioche's house, because that's sort of where the house party was, and if there's anything to be discussed and all the major players in the village, they'll probably be there. You do see Alain Gascoigne, who's that military guy, that ex-military guy walking around. He sort of gives you a curt nod. He's gone from his house. His sort of very poorly wife is at the doorway, and he sort of seems to be walking out to the outskirts to talk to everybody. Widow LaRue is still on her porch drinking and smoking, and seems to be not particularly useful for anybody, I guess, in that sense. So she's very much out of it. You are now walking towards Hector Brioche's. You see Wavy Davy and Dr. Dasher, who've been making the Brioche's acquaintance. They're out on the porch. They've got some food in their hand and drinking. You also see the others. There's an elf whose name you forget, who's sort of talking animatedly to Hector. And there's also this, what was his name? Cecil de Chomley.
Well, the chap from Albion.
Yeah, he's a chap from Albion. He talks funny. He talks like that. Hello. That's how he talks. So he's also there as well. And there's also another guy whose name you've forgotten, who's sort of an associate of the elves, who's also talking to Hector. So they're all sort of there having what looks like some kind of lunch and stuff. And but immediately Dr. Dasher and Wavy Davy have made themselves known and seem to be very accepted. And Hector's a really cool guy, so he seems to accept anybody that wanders into his village. A little naively, perhaps, but it's a very nice and rare thing. You also, Bondo, in a sort of dramatic slow-mo motion where the camera gets a lot of Vaseline on the lens, see the delectable Mary Louise Butterfoot, who's standing. And she's obviously said some kind of charming thing. There she goes. Nice. Okay. There she goes again. She calls my name. Like that. And
So I
she's
Married an Axe Murderer. What a great film.
and she's eating basically what looks to be like an apple, but you've never seen an apple eaten so delicately and beautifully yet in a strong manner as well. So strong and delicate. I don't know whether I was going with that. I was trying to do some kind of like positive reaffirmation of a character, but kind of fucked up. Just allow your imagination, folks at home, to imagine that Mary Louise Butterfoot is a really kick-ass person.
I'm good.
All right,
Yeah.
good. So yeah, what are you two going to do?
Well, I guess we're going to go and join. I mean, it seems like we need to have a talk with, and figure out what a plan of action, because, we're in a lot of trouble right now. There's the skeleton horde is rampaging across this valley, and they've nearly taken us out at least once, if not twice. So we should get stuck in and maybe go and find out, go and talk to the dwarf leaders and, the leaders of the town and see. Yeah. So I guess we're going to go into the Brioche household. I mean, also, we could check in again with Wavy Davy. And I mean, I've got to say, right, Wavy Davy, come and Dr. Dasher, come all this way to find us.
Yeah.
And then I try and tell them what's going on, and they just totally negged me and just walked off.
Oh, that's right, Tom. It's not them. It's not you. It's them, right? Is that your attitude? you're the village idiot, sir. It's probably you.
Trying to figure out their logic, because apparently they said that they came to find us, and then they found us, and they were just like, "No, enough of you guys," and just like,
whatever.
and just like walked off to go and hang out outside a house that they don't know the owners of the house. So
Well, maybe they're invited, Tom. Why don't you ask them as opposed to trying to like squeeze me for narrative points?
I'm just saying, sometimes the NPCs can be real dicks in this game.
Weird, isn't it? It's so strange.
I thought they were
They seem to have
supposed to be our
weird
friends.
theme. I know, it's bizarre, isn't it? Anyway, so those two have like stuffed their faces singing. They're laughing and chatting with Hector, who's been again the ultimate host. You see Charlia, the elf mercenary, there, who is with her friend.
She was hot.
She was hot, super hot. And there's
She was great.
Yeah, she was very cool. She was very stern and also like almost like killed Ziggy in one, just because he walked into her, I believe. You also see a guy by the name of Alan, who is her friend, who's like standing very close to her and like hanging off her every word when she talks, which isn't very often. There's also one of the Vernicas, the Emmerich Vernica, who's looking very stern here, and Dr. Dasher, and sort of like they've been talking quite animatedly. As you turn up, Wavy Davy sees you and goes, "Oh, hey, fellas, come over here. Hector's just been catching us up with what's been going on. It sounds monstrous with all those skeletons and the mine and Vernica's farm and whatnot. You two must have had a
Right,
hell of a time."
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there, Wavy, because I told you all about that, like, half an hour ago at least. I told you about that, not Hector.
Really?
Screw Hector, right? Me and you, we go back, right? So what's that all about, eh?
He looks at you and goes, he just like takes your hand and goes, "Do you want a glass of brandy?"
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right, you're talking all right, get some brandy, right?
He gives you a glass
That
of
makes
brandy.
sense. Okay, nice.
So anyway, so Hector sort of greets you. You do get food. Some of the children bustle out and help you. Hector sort of turns and goes, "Ah, good, you two are here. Listen, I've been catching up all of these fine people on what the situation is. Apparently, to the south, so Dr. Dasher, his friend Wavy Davy, have told us there is something that's blocking the waterfall and the escarpment down towards La Maison Tal. Apparently, it came out of nowhere, and that's the reason they rushed suddenly towards our village, and where the dwarf scouts picked them up. Apparently, it was what did you say? I said it was a cloud of bloody crows.
Yeah.
Dramatic pause,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
we fought some of those too. Remember I
Bondo's
told you
seen
about
those
that?
as well. Yeah,
Okay.
they're not nice.
Right, he goes, yeah,
You like sort of scratching the wound on the back of your neck,
Yeah,
Bondo.
just itching.
Yeah.
So he goes, yes, these things seem to be roosting in the escarpment. The only path down, every time we stepped on it, trying to come back, the little fuckers attacked us. Almost pecked poor Davy Wavy's eyes out, and what beautiful eyes she has. That would be a shame. He sort of looks at Wavy Davy and just smiles. Wavy Davy smiles back.
Those guys.
Yeah, Charlie, and actually make an R. If you want to, you can make a resist R test, or you can just say R. It's up to you.
We're gonna R.
Right, you're gonna R.
They're
I'm
giving
not
an
going to
R.
resist it.
It's very sweet.
No,
they
getting an R.
really do look very happy.
They're totally shipping this couple.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, so yeah, Wavy Davy sort of blushes a little bit and goes, well, it wasn't that bad. It sort of looks around and goes, oh, yeah. All right, so Hector carries on as well. We still need to verify the story. We believe you, of course, but if we're trapped here, we need to know whether or not there's any way we can get down there or how many of these bloody things are. We need to send people. Somebody small, light on their feet, perhaps. Somebody that won't be noticed, and God forbid, somebody without a family if they're killed. And then everybody just stops, looks at each other, and then just one by one they start turning their attention towards you two. Like this.
I'm trying to put Mabel back on my head. I'm trying to get Mabel back.
Okay, make a wrestling test, please. So somehow you've got Mabel in this. Somehow you went off, found Mabel, brought Mabel back, and are now trying to put her on your head. So can you please make
different dice, because those other dice are doing me dirty again. 70s every time.
70s every time.
Right, here we go.
Where are you?
And
All right. So it's a weapon skill test.
these dice.
It's a wrestling test. Yeah, hit it. 92! That's not a critical
Another fight with
failure.
the chicken, by the sounds of it.
Mabel's gonna kill me now.
That's not a critical failure. That's almost 96 to 100, folks, is a natural failure. It's like a 1 on a d20, whereas 01 to 05 is like a 20 on a d20, so it's a critical hit. Yeah, okay, so you start struggling with Mabel. It's like... And you're doing this in the middle of Hector saying, we need somebody brave, somebody who we need to, and everybody just stops and just looks at you, and this chicken is just fluttering around. You're basically like swinging this chicken around, and
Chicken is totally owning me. It's owning me.
it is. It's absolutely upside down in your head right now. Hector sort of comes...
Suggestions are it will suplex you.
Yeah, so Hector comes over, grabs Mabel, and just like tucks Mabel under his left arm, and goes, Ratty, please be quiet. It just sort of turns around with Mabel. It's like, so you no longer have Mabel anywhere on your personage, Tom. Sorry to break the bad news to you. So yeah, again they sort of.
I'll rescue you, Mabel. Don't you worry. I'm coming for you.
Mabel's like shaking, man. She's like completely freaked out. With it. In fact, a little egg pops out, just a little egg goes whoop, and just smashes on the floor next to Hector. That's how much he freaked her out. All right, so they're all looking at you with a pregnant pause, which could be twins, with this sort of like this idea that you two should probably go the ones to go and scout the escarpment. What are you gonna do, folks?
Well, Bondo's not a big fan of that sort of thing, but let's face it, folks. It's got to be done.
Well, they also add that you're the only ones.
Explosives.
They also add that you're the only ones that have actually attacked and faced these things down. So you are the most skilled and the most knowledgeable with these, because you told them about the story of being attacked by these birds. So you are the only ones that have come into combat and successfully walked away without running away. So that's sort of the other reason why you're going.
Fair enough. So Bondo's response is going to be, all right, but I'm going to need some more bombs.
Okay.
Yes! Bondo's kicking ass today. Bondo's like bringing he's bringing the hardened, grizzled war veteran vibes.
So Hector looks at you and goes, did you see bombs? Like that. And
Actually, Bondo, when you say that, did you wink at old Butterford? I need some more bombs, and then a little wink at her.
No, I said, no. Bondo said, I need more bombs, and didn't wink, just looked at Butterford.
Oh,
just
my
straight
God.
stare.
Can you make a
Gee,
fellowship test? Otherwise, please make a fellowship
That-
test. Otherwise, she's going to take that the weirdest way, and this may not be good for you. So make a fellowship test. What's your fellowship? 50. What's your fellowship?
My fellowship
Always
is...
do a wink. Winky face.
What's your fellowship?
Is 38.
With luck, it's still not going to pass. And even though you're resplendent with your breastplate, that was a weird fucking comment, Jim. All right, she sort of looks at you and just like...
You just blew it with Butterford.
She looks at you, furrows her brow, and sort of looks away like, okay, like that, and just sort of like, looks back and starts talking to Alan again. Yeah, there's definitely like a little moment that didn't feel very good with that. Okay, so you two are basically going to take the little mini quest to go and check out the escarpment. Hector says, well, of course, whatever you need, just help yourself. The village store and the blacksmith, the smith is open to you. I see you've already made a rather interesting breastplate. You'll probably be able to find other supplies in there. I'll open it up for you. So, so he can open up the village store, and you can effectively take whatever you need.
Can I just ask, has your breastplate got like little sort of clip points that you can just attach bombs to?
Did you
I'm thinking they're going to have to be. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Retro engineering stuff narratively.
No.
It's kind of shit.
No. No, I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to put it in that belt that I got from the weird halflings.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got a weird halfling belt as
well.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you're going to start looking badass anyway. You've got like a breastplate of armor and then like a belt with bombs kind of hanging around it.
And the Skaven helmet on top is going to be just...
I think you need to work on that because Skaven helmets are generally just shite. They're like made out of...
it's a storm vermin's helmet. It's a proper storm vermin skid lid.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. It's better than... It's not just a regular troopers one. Okay.
No. It's not. It's actually like elite troopers, kind of like, for a rat. Okay,
nice.
Cool. So you are going to head towards the escarpment, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
What is it you're trying to get from the stores,
like...
Jim? You get this sort of... Hector opens up the stores for you, which is partly next to, literally like attached to the smith building, the forge and stuff. So what is it you want? What are you trying to find here, sir?
I am looking for some sort of vial or bottle. Basically, I'm going to try and make some Molotovs.
Oh, okay.
So I need burning material. I need bottles.
Yeah,
I need
you need like
stoppers,
paraffin
rags.
and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wax, paraffin, fuel, black oil, whatever.
That's fine. It won't be oil, but it'll be something like like the brandy. Actually, you can use the brandy.
Oh, lantern oil.
Lantern oil.
I need lantern oil
Okay.
or brandy. Yeah.
All right. So can you make a dex check? I'm going to give you plus 20 because you have literally everything you could possibly need and your skill as well. 59. Okay. So is that a pass with luck?
Thank the gods for that. Yeah.
Is that a pass with luck, Jim?
That's not, unfortunately. Oh, did you say plus? What was it?
Plus 10. Plus 20.
My dex is 40. So
no, plus 20.
Plus
that's
10.
That's plus 20.
Plus 20.
Yeah, that's
fine.
easy
pass. Yeah, nice.
All right, mate. So you're going to pass easily. So please roll a d6. That's going to give you X number of Molotovs. That'll be you can fashion. 3. Okay, so you have 3 Molotov cocktails, or the Warhammer equivalent thereof, and you can put those onto your character sheet now, sir. With that, you are you're told that one of the
first aid. I'm going to first aid gear. Sorry.
Oh, you want to make some first aid gear as well?
Bit of first aid gear.
So Dex check plus 20.
I've run out.
You've got heal skill, so Dex check plus 20. Yep, 1 percentile. Hit it. Bam. That is a 66. With luck, is that going to pass?
That's with 20. With luck, that would pass.
Okay, so you try your luckily, you managed to find what you thought you couldn't find, which is enough supplies to make it. Roll a d3, and that's how many medical kits you have, which will heal you up in a pinch. 1. Okay, so you managed to basically get enough material to just about squeeze out 1 medikit, which will heal for d3 wounds and stuff, or stop bleeding. Okay, so you can put it down on your sheet as well. Anything else that you two want to get? Tom, are you looking for ingredients or anything that you might need?
Yeah, I guess, like, if there are any ingredients that I mean, I'm just checking my ingredients list. Most of them, I've got a load of butter, don't I? Because I picked up a massive block of it.
Yeah, you picked up a massive block of butter for your Butterfingers spell. Yeah.
Like, I could gather some thistle down.
I like the idea that the butter continually melts with exertion and then resets when you stop, and then melts and resets. So it's constantly shape changing.
Didn't I get like some kind of butter?
Oh, you had a nice butter dish from the Vernakers.
Yeah, you smashed the dish.
You probably smashed the dish, actually.
I guess I can just gather some, because everything else, all my other ingredients are things that are sort of readily available, apart from thistledown,
Okay.
which I guess is fairly
Copper
available, but I
Not
could
yes
just go
and
pick
no.
some while.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go pick some in the valley while
Do you have
Bondo
herb
is
lore?
making his
Do you have herb lore?
gear.
Do you have herb lore?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, man.
But I do.
Uh,
So, can we grab some on the way?
Okay, it's going to take a bit of time, so it's going to be kind of towards late. This is the afternoon, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be like mid-afternoon. By the time you've done all of this stuff, including the 3-4 hours you spent at the top of the day, I'm saying it's going to be like late afternoon, early evening now. You can manage to find and forage, let's say D3. I'm going to roll it for you actually. So D3 thistledown. So you get 3 thistledown for your ingredients, spell ingredients. You can put that down, Tom. It takes you a good hour and a half of searching around the village and finding.
Well, I already had 3 of them, so I've got like 6 now.
Yeah, okay, you got 6 now for your spell. Cool, but you two are ready to go. As you're leaving down the sort of the main path, Mary Louise Butterford sort of comes out of nowhere. She's now kitted out in this very cool pale leather jacket with a kind of interesting like insignia on the shirt. It's all patchwork, like the patchwork's on the outside, which is kind of cool. And she's also now sporting 2 short swords on her back and a pack. And she looks very different from the homely cook that you met at the Vernicus farm. She looks like she can really kick some shit. And she's got a kind of
I think she
purposeful
looks
stride.
like a miniature, like 80s. Hang on, what was the name of the singer? You know the singer who sang the song "I Need a Hero"?
Tina Turner.
Betty, no.
Tina Turner.
No, not Tina.
No,
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Tina
it could be
Turner.
Tina
The Welsh
Turner.
one.
I need a hero.
No,
That's
no,
fucking
the
Tina
one I'm
Turner,
thinking of.
You know what? You know what, Tom?
No.
She looks like
Totally
Tina
clip to the
Turner.
heart. Same one.
She looks like Tina Turner.
Bonnie Tyler was the one I was thinking of.
Bonnie
gonna
Tyler,
say-
that's
no,
it.
I'm going to rule she now looks like Tina Turner because Tina Turner's cool.
I love it. A miniature
She looks
Tina
like
Turner.
and she's actually
All
done her
right.
hair to look Tina Turner, like massive hair. She looks great.
Does she look like Tina
talking
Turner
Mad
in
Max massive hair?
Beyond the
A
Thunderdome?
little bit. She's getting that way.
Raggedy man.
Yeah, a little like that. Her hair's shaved back.
She's got like leather armor on
She's
in
got like
that.
a beautiful,
so
beautiful skin, like brilliant eyes. Her head is shaved a little bit, and her hair is standing way up, covered in goose fat. She looks great, man.
Nice.
bet you're wishing you hadn't done your weird just look at her move now, Jim.
Yeah,
Wow,
Jim, you are
we'll
a little
see.
intimidated. I'm not even gonna let you roll for it. You're intimidated.
No. Bondo is not intimidated. Bondo is, shall we say, very pleased to see her.
And you're intimidated and turned on at the same time. You can still be intimidated. All right, she comes up to you, and she just goes.
Stoic and aroused.
She comes up to both of you, looks at both of you, and goes, and she just hands out these two parcels, which look like packed lunch. Don't die.
Just ask, is Della coming with us as well?
You don't know what Della is,
Are we
no.
just on our own?
Yeah, you're just on your own.
Oh, I see. She just checked out on us.
Yeah, you've
Have
got,
Dylan...
The elf of mystery.
you asked Ziggy to come with you. His reply was something like, "Go fuck yourself," like that. I think was pretty much what he said succinctly.
Oh, man, Ziggy's just... Yeah.
I think he just
Come
got
on,
Hi,
a bit of a
Zig.
dick since he's become an NPC, hasn't he?
He's got a real dick, dude. But he's handy in a fight, so go figure. So the Butterford hands you your packed lunch, and you wander off past the dwarves, who sort of kind of not salute you, but nod to you in a kind of not begrudging respect. That's unfair, but they sort of respect you now, and they sort of like give you a nod and kind of a good luck thumbs up. And you head south through the valley towards the escarpment. Which you know very well. There's only one major path, and it's pretty open and barren up into this escarpment. I can actually draw it for you if you remember this or not. But oh god, man.
I like a little bit of art. It's art time
Okay.
on the Vagabonds.
Sorry, this thing's popped up thing. All right, so basically, if this is the Frugal Horn, and the vast water goes the whole way down, that's like Frugalhofen. This is like where the mine is. That's where the Vernicus was. This is like the waterfall here, and there's also an escarpment leading down, and also the vast water meets up and goes alongside the road, and that's where La Maison Tal is. It's like that. If that makes any sense to you whatsoever. Not sure if it does.
Kind of. I mean, this is like massively zoomed out, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
these are all quite
So
way
that's the
away.
vast 40, yeah, exactly like
Well,
that. So that's the
Yeah,
escarpment
yeah.
area,
This
okay?
is,
Yeah, if that makes sense.
yeah, got it.
Okay, so the approach is open. There is not much you can do about that unless you have some kind of clever idea. I will put a couple of trees over here just for shits and giggles because that'll probably be useful for no reason. Yeah. What do you
I
want to do?
like that I've got silent move rural, but it can be completely cancelled out by Bondo clanking away beside me.
Pretty much.
There is that.
There is that.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
What do you two want to do? I mean, you get tell me what your plan is. It's sort of like this path goes the whole way down like this, and this is
But
macro.
there's no cover. There's no significant cover, right?
No, not
So
really. There are some trees at the top of the escarpment, you remember, and this is where you met Dell. And actually, this goes off into kind of like an open ravine, and this is where you lost Pete. Teddy. Do you remember? There's like a little bridge thing just here. Like a double escarpment here, and this thing actually opens up, and it's actually a long chasm on this side.
Jeez, you're bringing back some bad memories this episode.
What, you just leaving the halfling without anybody bothering
They
to
said it's
check
a
whether he's still
PTSD
alive?
episode, isn't it?
That happened. So yeah, this is the chasm where he that's the chasm, which is now called the Teddy chasm, like that. Okay.
Teddy chasm.
Yeah.
But for listeners who don't know what we mean, we had another player who
He died.
unfortunately had to leave us. The player had to leave. So Neil just dropped his character down into a ravine.
That's not fair, Tom. I didn't do that. I didn't drop him down a ravine. I threw him off.
Didn't
onto
drop
a
him,
ravine.
you launched him.
I
Yeah.
launched him into a ravine. Thank you very much.
And as far as we know, I mean, how far is it on our way? Could we go and check to see if he's there?
Oh, what, now?
Or-
A week and a half later? Sure, Tom, you can go and check.
I feel that, it's our 1 year anniversary. Maybe we should be trying to get the band back together and just see if he's there.
Oh my god. Ratty and Bondo, you
Well, if
son
he
of a
is, he won't be
bitch.
doing much.
I'm in. All right.
Like, I mean, it'd be a dark turn for our 1 year anniversary if we get there and it's just like a mummified corpse hanging from a, like hanging from a boulder or something.
Well, we know where the crows came from. Yeah.
All right.
Oh God!
Okay, so what's your plan?
So all the Teddy fans out there, we love him too. I'm really sorry.
What's your plan, folks? What's your plan?
I guess we're just gonna have to. I mean,
Bondo wants revenge
go
against
One
the
at a
crows.
time, one at a time, guys.
Yeah.
One at a time. All right.
should we just? Bondo, I reckon at least we should try and aim for the cover of the trees to approach by. What do you reckon?
Bondo doesn't really get bothered about cover. Bondo wants to kill crows.
Ooh.
Where's Sad
This
Neil
is like
for
a
his
new
fate
Super
points?
Grizzled
Where's Sad
Bondo.
Neil for his fate points? There we are, folks. Sad Neil wants his fate points. Okay, so as you start getting, I'm going to tell you something. So as you start getting close towards the chasm, you do see there is a tree line here, which I'm going to make a little bit more generous than this actually, like that, which sort of is on one side of the cavern. This is only about like 30 yards. It's not that far. So this is I'm going to increase your character a little bit to get a sense of where they are. So actually, it's like that. Okay, you do start hearing this sort of from around you, and it isn't like loud, but every now and again it's like a like that. It seems to be coming all across the escarpment. So presumably these things are, as Dr. Dash said, nesting in the escarpment around you. And you're sort of like a good maybe 30 yards away from the top of the mountain pass, and also the trees are about 30 yards to your right, camera left.
So, what are we? Bondo, are we on a kill mission here, or are we just checking things out?
Bondo doesn't see why it can't be both.
Good luck.
All right, okay. So we're gonna kill and check just to check things out. Bondo's in the mood for blood.
Yeah,
Are you,
Bondo's fucked up.
Bondo? Are you getting cocky just because you got a nice new piece of armor for yourself? Is that what's happening here?
No, Ratty. Bondo doesn't like being beaten. Bondo really doesn't like being beaten.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
gotta square up with those bloody crows.
Okay, Bondo starts crying for no reason. You have no idea why, but he's sort of like not shaking like badly, but just there's something like not quite right with Bondo, and you're not entirely sure what's going on with him. He seems to be staring into the distance a little bit. So Tom, what are you? Ratty, what are you going to do?
My suggestion is we just take a little look, and if we don't start nothing, nothing will start, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like
That's
the
my
idea.
suggestion. We could take a little look, get a sense of what's going on, and then maybe just sneak back. Yeah.
Do you have any spells that might help you here, Tom?
I don't believe I do. I don't. I should. Yeah, I don't have stealth or anything like that. No.
You're not. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. Wow, you're a really shit wizard.
Oh, I've got loads of good, useful stuff when
Just not
the
mistaken.
shit kicks off, but nothing for stealthiness.
All right. So what are you two going to do? Because you're just standing sort of in the open at the moment, hearing this sort of like these crazy noises of like that.
Are they sort of all around us, the noises, or are they ahead
they're,
of
they're
us? Just to be
it's like the evening time, so these things, I mean, you don't know if these things like nocturnal, I mean, they seem undead, so there doesn't seem to be any particular rhythm to them, but they seem to be like nesting, like their pre-life, their undead status hasn't affected their like their life habits, so they seem to be like nesting in the rocks of this massive escarpment. And by the way, this path is not to scale. This path is massive and winding. It took you a long time to get down. In fact, you lost your cart on it, I think, or something like that. Like remember those riders attacked you. In fact, there's still a few boulders around here from those riders attacked you and jumped the cart. Do you remember? The cart went over.
Yeah.
So in fact, you can't see the cart because the chasm literally just drops into almost nothingness. But the rocks are still there, and there's still like the marks of the battle, the near battle you had. With those road wardens. You can see that from this distance. But you two are just standing here hearing this noise, and neither of you are saying much or moving. But occasionally you do see like a creature flutter up into the sky and then flutter back again, but nothing seems to have spotted you yet. But you're just standing there, so not necessarily.
And just to be clear, this noise seems to be coming from these creatures. It's not coming from anything else.
Oh yeah. I mean, you actually see this sort of undead carrion flutters into the air and just goes like that, and then just flutters down again. Or another carrion he seems to like be holding something like a mouse or a vole, and then another undead carrion like launches itself and goes like that, and they sort of fight in the air. So these things are definitely making the noise. There seems to be a lot of them, but they're not all chattering away. It's like when you hear birds tweeting and shit.
About 6 of them really nearly fucked us up. So
yeah, 6 of them took 2 of you on, and you one of you almost died. So this is definitely more than 6, and there's still only 2 of you through a random twist of fate.
And just to double check, we were just sent to scout this out, right?
Oh shit, yeah, just to verify where they are, if they're still there. Because don't forget, Wavy Davy and Dr. Dasher ran like the clappers. So nobody knows if they're still there, what happened, if it's even true. So they're sort of sending you to corroborate and also tell us what the hell it is. It looks like they've lined it sounds like they've lined the wall of the escarpment. So, I mean, dude, make your own impressions as to what would happen if you step down that path. Or try it. It is a birthday special.
Can I get... I know, let's kill another player for the birthday special.
Yay! Nice idea, Tom.
Yay! Can we count...
Bondo lights all his bombs at once and runs towards them.
I mean, I like the idea of maybe throwing bombs and then running, Bondo, if you want to do that. But can I firstly just count them?
Yeah, sure.
Like, how many roughly can we see?
So both you start counting.
Ratty, are you suggesting you can actually count?
Yeah, are you still standing in the open, just counting the occasional one that like lifts up?
No, we're hiding, like we're sort of behind a boulder or something, whatever, or in the trees, whatever's giving us cover.
The literal trees I put there for this entire purpose. Not that I'm leading you to the trees, but the trees are a thing that I actually made and manifested for you to use.
Neil, I think you missed the bit where I said we are going to move to the trees we're going to move up to the trees.
So again, I'm being a bad GM. Gaslighting, Tom. Gaslighting. Gaslighting me. All right, so no, I don't think you are. I think I'm going to gaslight you. I'm one of these birds on fire is going to launch himself at you. There you go. I'm going to literally gaslight. Okay.
Jesus. All right, one on fire. What does fire Ones now?
No, that's not true. Yeah, okay, so you basically easily you clank your way, you do clank your way to the tree line. You are acutely aware that Bondo's new power armor makes a shit ton of noise. But because of the coring, I guess like you're lucky that a lot of the sort of covers the clank, 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 clank of the breastplate as you get closer and closer to the tree line. You are actually at the tree line now, both of you, and you're sort of in the trees a little bit. You can definitely see them from even your position looking down. There is a lot of them. I mean, a lot. You're talking about hundreds of these things. All across the sky. Yeah, this is...
All right, maybe the plan to even throw the bombs in them.
Yeah. The get even or get rich trying kind of plan, it looks like it's had its day. You kind of look trapped in this part of the valley, to be honest. Like, this is not... Like, you'd need an army of, I don't know, gyrocopters or something just to take these fucking things out. There's hundreds of these birds. It is literally... Is this valley
between us and getting to La Maison Tal as well?
Yeah, this is the only route up and down. Even if you were to, like, climb down the escarpment, you still have to get past them. Like, this is the only path and climbable area. And it goes the whole way across the valley. Because the valley itself isn't that wide. It's wide, but it's not. It's like this. Remember, it's like that, and there's like the mines over here, and comes into. But it's basically like a natural cul-de-sac. And if we're talking about where the escarpment is like this, and Frugelhofen is here, and there's a waterfall here, and then the Maison Tal is there, like that, and there's the mine over here, whoop, and there's like the major pathway that goes through. That's what the valley looks like. So this is kind of the escarpment goes the whole way across, and this is the only major route down. And the undead crows are literally covered the entire area. Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, we need if we're going to get back to La Maison Tal at some point, we're going to need to sort that out.
Can you make an initiative test, please, Tom? And can you two as well, Bondo, as you're looking around, both of you? Do either of you
really should have taken that stat increase.
You really should have.
Really
Excuse me. 38. Who was that? Was that Bondo?
That was Bondo.
And in my initiative, that's still a big fat no.
That's a big fat no, even with luck. Okay, so
no,
Tom...
no, with luck. With luck, that would actually do it.
What's your initiative? It's 23, isn't it?
Oh no, that's intelligence, for fuck's sake, Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. So not even with luck.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
So what is your initiative, please, Tom? 27.
My initiative is 26. So with luck, I pass.
It's 36. You increased it.
Did I take that increase?
Yeah, man, you took the increase. I've got it written down. Why I'm telling you this must be friendship. Years of friendship. All right, so yeah, you pass your initiative test. Your initiative is actually 36, mate. But then again, it highlights the point that none of the players use their character sheets properly, despite me asking them to write shit down.
I'm looking at it.
None of you do
very
that,
dark
which
here.
is, I think maybe you should wear this as like a kind of "I told you so" moment. But there you go. All right, it's fine. So please mark your character sheets, folks. So yeah, your initiative is 36. You passed that.
I pass it.
Yeah, you pass it. So you notice that although they are literally everywhere, not on the road, but they're pretty much lining the road. The only place that they don't seem to be focused on, or in actual fact present near, is the waterfall, which is this massive, huge kind of Niagara Falls type of waterfall, which is like this. Say if the path is the yellow line. It's a bad drawing, folks. Sorry about this. But say this is the yellow line, the path there. About a mile or so to the west, there is a massive waterfall where the Varsvorter goes into, and that's the only place that you can sort of look around. You can't see any of them flying in the air near them. You don't. They all seem to be clustered around this point, which is just bad luck. You chalk it to bad luck. But they don't seem to be anywhere near the waterfall, which is weird. But there are hundreds of these things. This is like a murder of crows. Do you know what I mean? There's a huge amount of these undead crows.
If we need to get back to La Maison Tal, then what you're saying is we need to go over that waterfall.
Or you need to kill all these birds.
Right. So Bondo, how much explosives do we have back in the town?
Really?
None back in the town. They're all on me.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got three incendiary devices and one explosive.
Right, that's not going to be enough, is it?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I liked my earlier plan, but unfortunately it doesn't really hold a candle to this.
Right then, we're going to have to go over that waterfall then, my friend.
I love it. It's the only
I was
rational
just
solution
looking
you have
forward
is
to
to throw
blowing
yourself
something
over
up.
a waterfall. Okay, great. All right, dude. So,
Do a swan dive off
what's
it.
your
Yeah.
plan now, sir? What are you going to do?
Unless we can somehow do something that brings down the escarpment on top of them.
Which is possible. Yeah.
I was thinking some sort of landslide.
I mean, do you have any ideas,
first-
Bondo?
Well, my ideas tend to extend to blowing things up or hitting things with an axe. So, well, there is always. Hang on. I'm having an idea.
Good luck. How many people
Right.
you got?
Go on. Go on. I'll be quiet if you
I-
need a little bit of thinking room.
Yeah, I Bondo can't help but think that crows, undead ones, are kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, if they're dry, they'll probably burn quite easily.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, maybe we need to make a few more of those incendiary devices and roll them down the escarpments.
Or you can invite them to a drinking contest, get them absolutely hammered, then just give them all cigars.
True. I like the sound of that, yeah. And Monte Cristo number 5.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom! It's going to need your fellowship test to be really, really good, though. Sorry.
My fellowship's actually really good.
Your fellowship is pretty good, actually.
No, leadership. My leadership, I'll
Leadership
just
is-
tell
yeah.
them to do it. There you go.
You'll just basically go,
Yeah.
well, a real crow would blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're kind of shit out of ideas right now, but probably a good idea to go back to the town, no?
Yeah, I think so. I think
We have scouted.
Okay.
Yeah.
we've scouted. I think we're not going to do anything right now with this situation. We've got to go back and
All right.
reassess our situation.
So you sort of like head back towards town. It is getting quite dark now, and as you sort of like chat and discuss about the possibilities, and you sort of quite a lot of harebrained schemes come to mind, but nothing really sticks that of any kind of viability. But you're sort of working on things and ideas of it. You sort of see from the distance like the village, and the people are sort of like coming in from their posts. And there's now setting posts like on the other side of the water or inside the brioche's fence and stuff. They're all kind of coming in from their sort of far away posts. Everybody's like drawing themselves back to like safety of the village, kind of proper, if that makes sense. Which is pretty well organised. It's like these people really know what they're doing. You sort of get towards the bridge where you see the two scouts that you met earlier, the ones that accosted Dr. Dasher in the first place. And one of the dwarves who you know his nickname is Skippy, because he's got a slight limp in his leg. They call him Skippy. He sort of comes over to you and just goes, "Well met, you two. So, did you find out what the hell that was all about?"
Mate, there are undead beastie crows everywhere in that escarpment. I tell you, they are everywhere. We're gonna need a bigger boat, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I know that one doesn't exist in this world, but we're gonna need a bigger boat.
He looks at you, and his mate comes over and goes, "A bigger boat? What are you talking about?" And just as he says
So my thinking is,
Tom,
we get the big boat right,
Tom,
and we go
just as
right
you-
over that
just as-
waterfall.
Tom, just as you say that,
Yeah.
you hear this. No, sorry, I haven't got any fucking lips now. Oh damn, I can't do it.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to do a fucking falling like Blom thing. You know what, man? I'm out. No, it's a lot, Tom. I've really pushed the boat out on this one, mate. It's narrative, it's not easy. It's a falling bomb. Go with it. Tom,
Yeah,
please
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I'm doing the sound for you.
do the sound for me. Please. Help.
I just did it.
What was that? Like a plop. Thank you. Thank you for the sound. Thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So you hear that, but on a way better scale than what we've just done. Which for the
Yeah.
first, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I let everybody down with my first anniversary, like bomb hit. That was pretty shit, wasn't it?
It's all good.
It was pretty shit. Anyway, whatever. You get the idea.
Late.
You hear this kind of...
Where's this bomb come from?
I'm glad you asked
Where's
that,
the
Thomas.
bomb come from?
Glad you asked that, Tom. So basically, where these...
Tell us, Neil.
So over the head, you see this sort of streaking arc, this like brilliant fire coming from one of the hills, sort of northeast over here, and it just literally like these things just fly over, and it hangs in the air like almost like a shooting star, and then it just drops straight into the middle of the village and just explodes like that, and it literally lights up the village from the inside. And all of you don't feel a shock. You don't feel a shockwave, but the sort of blast illuminates the entire area, going from night to day in an instance, and then fading back down again. At that point, folks, although I really fucked up the sound effects, so apologies for everybody, we are going to stop the adventure here. Cool. All right.
Holy shit!
Holy fucking shit! Bad effects! Where's the budget
That
gone,
was
Tom?
a good, cliffhanger, man. We're stuck between a bomb and a birdie place. Bomb and a crow.
Bomb and
Stuck
crow
between
place.
bombs and crows.
Bombs and crows, dude.
Yep.
Bombs and crows. I really thought I was going to
Bombs
pull
and
that like
crows.
explosion thing off. Oh, now I can do it. Fucking hell. Now I can do it. Anyway, never mind. So yes.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. All right, folks. This was very narrative, obviously. There's a sort of like, obviously we do come across these ones sometimes. This was definitely a narrative adventure point. But yes, it's a big cliffhanger. We're going to have up to full Vagabond capacity next time, folks. So stay with us, stay tuned. Thank you very much to the Vagabonds. Thanks, folks, you two, for pulling it out every time.
Can I just say thank you to Mabel? I'm gonna make
Mama.
that. I'm making that bird mine.
Yeah, Mabel. You see Mabel. Actually, what you see. Actually, you know what? Let's rewind time. Let's rewind time.
Yeah.
Let's rewind time. Actually, what you see is this incoming fire, and just underneath it, you hear this peck, 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 and she just stops and sees you in the distance. And you think from here, there's like a moment of reconciliation, and she just looks at you and lifts a little paw as if to say, I'll stand on your head, Ratty. I'll do that for you. I love you. And as that happens, this fire comes goes, ba-boom! And Mabel just goes flying into the air like this. Boo, brah! And that's how we end it.
Roast chicken.
Yeah, man.
You son of a bitch.
I know,
Egon.
right? You son of a
bitch.
Okay. With that, Tom, I feel we should do the honours. You should do the honours, sir, because I just killed Mabel off in front of you. You want to hit it?
I mean, exactly, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to do the
Thanks very
honours.
quickly to the mods. Thank you very much to everybody listening in. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
newcomers.
everybody.
Please stay around. Next is going to be pretty combat heavy, so it's going to be very interesting. If you want to come back next time, which will be in 2 weeks' time, check out the Discord, check out YouTube for the past episodes, and we're back again on Tuesday with a playthrough of Resident Evil 7, which I think, Tom, you're with me on that one for that one, so right?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right,
Oh, yeah.
folks, thank you very much. Say goodbye, Vagabonds.
We out!
Goodbye, Vagabond.
It's beautiful!
Ah!